Hi, I'm Scott Humphrey, CEO of the World Floor Covering Association, and this is Leadership Live. This week I want to talk to you about lessons we can learn from 9/11. Tomorrow, we will recognize 20 years since 9/11 occurred, and I can remember it like it was yesterday. I was in a training class, I had a group of Shaw sales trainees going through a class, and my boss, Danny Crutchfield, walked in the back and he did this, which was our sign language for take a break. And the story he told me when I got back to him was so unreal that I thought he was making it up. The rest of the day, weeks, months, almost seems like a blur. What I can tell you from most people was the impact of that event dramatically changed their life. And I think it changed our country. But I want us not to lose the lessons from 9/11, especially as leaders, that can make us better at what we do. First, be thankful. Many people became more thankful after 9/11 because they began to understand there was no guarantee of tomorrow. We had no way of knowing that tomorrow would take place, and so we began to appreciate the things we had now. I remember going home and spending time with my family and hugging on my son like never before, wondering if he would ever have any siblings, if we would ever have that privilege again. I became very thankful for what I had. A second lesson, very important lesson, is as a leader, you must be aware you will have enemies. And sometimes those enemies will pose as friends. They may be among you, but the reality is if you are a leader, you will have enemies, people who try to destroy what you are out to create. And you must be mindful of that and make sure that you're aware of it so you're looking for it. Be on guard. Part of being a leader is determining who you let be close to you and not taking for granted that everything will go okay because it always has gone okay. Number one, be thankful. Number two, be aware. And number three, and please hear me on this, never, ever forget. You often hear me say on this podcast, you can learn in the past, but you shouldn't live in the past. I want you to move on from it, but I want you to never forget those things that define your life. On 9/11, people came into our country simply because they hated freedom, and they hated the fact that we promoted freedom in this country, and they sought to destroy us, to break our will. What they did was fire us up. Now, we are many, and we have many different voices. We believe in many different things, but we are one when it comes to protecting the United States of America. Now, we are also very quick to forget. We depend on the next news cycle to determine how we feel about something. But 9/11 must never be forgotten, because on that day, our enemies had their small success. On that day, almost 3,000 people went to work as employees and finished the day as martyrs. Appreciate the country you're part of. Mr. Buffett, Warren Buffett, told me years ago when I had the privilege of interviewing him, he said, by being in the United States, you won the birth lottery. I don't know that I really understood it when he said it, but I understand now. Not only do we have the privilege of being Americans, but we have the responsibility of being Americans, and you have the responsibility of leading in that regard. So as you lead going forward, I challenge you to be thankful, appreciate the things around you, be aware, but by all means, never, never forget. God bless America. Now go out there and lead.